Hello, healthcare economics students. Here we are, May 16th, if my calendar is correct. It is Monday, the start of Module 2. And in this video, I want to talk about a couple things. The first one I want to talk about is this new space right here. Okay, you have a new landing page. What I like to do is in the first week of the course, just have the normal course information page. Then for the rest of the course, you're going to see this news and information area. What I like you to do here is to make sure that if I have any updates or any new videos, to make sure that you watch those. We often change the course, adapt it to whatever's going on that particular semester. It's almost never the same course ran twice. Every group of students has some unique needs and challenges, and so we adapt the course to fit that. So you want to watch the videos that are in here. If we make changes to the course, they're always, I shouldn't say usually, they're always going to be to your advantage. So, I might be changing an assignment, maybe making it shorter or deleting an assignment. We might be adding some extra credit. We could be extending due dates. But whatever it is, it's always usually a change to the benefit for you. Okay, so make sure you watch these videos when they do pop up. Sometimes there'll be just a quick little text message in there, a little textual piece if it's just something that I need to get out without shooting a video. So again, read or watch what's ever in this news update area before you click into the module and start working on your module stuff. So you always will land on this page first, look for new videos, look for any little blogs, if you will, that might pop up in here, and then you can go into the module. Okay, so there's enough about that part with this new space here. Let's also do the second thing I like to do with this is to talk about what we did last week and then a little bit about what we're doing this week. So let me go ahead and minimize my picture here. We'll just go ahead and delete it altogether. And going into the modules. So last week we did a kind of the basic bare bones type of module. I don't want to overwhelm folks in the beginning. And hopefully you don't find this course overwhelming throughout. I try to keep it somewhat repetitive so you guys know what you need to do. And once you get into the rhythm, I think you're going to be doing absolutely fantastic. All right, so last week we had our discussion and our topic paper. I'm halfway through in grading those. If you haven't received the grade yet, it should be done by tomorrow. If you did receive a grade and maybe you got some points off, make sure you look at the feedback to make sure how you can capture all those points the second time around. Okay. Now, this week, we're going to be doing, again, another topic paper. And I like to do a progress journal. We don't do it, you're not going to do one every week. There's only a couple of progress journals in this course, but it's a great way for us to also communicate back and forth. Often what happens is what I see in these progress journals is will facilitate change in the course. So again, I like to seek your guys' feedback and a little bit more active process and a couple points in the course where we can still make some changes and whatnot as we're going through the course. All right, so let me talk about the student-led seminar, and we're going to unfold this a little bit more as we go. Some of you have probably already had a student-led seminar, and I see we have Nuria has already posted her topic in there. But this one I'm going to do just slightly different than maybe some of the other formats. And maybe it's a little bit easier, I hope, a little bit clearer. I don't know. But I've ran this a couple times and students seem to really respond to the way that it was structured. This week, all you're doing is you're just offering a topic. You're going to look at the parameters of that topic. In any of the areas that you may be interested in. How can you find an area? Well, you can peruse the various chapters or readings that we have. You could Google, healthcare economics and see what's out there. So just, you have a wide latitude as far as your topic selection. But I don't want to have a lot of duplicate topics. So, go out there, grab your topic, and then you'll see me just say, sounds good, looks approved, or sounds good, approved. And then you're good to go. That's all you need to do this week. If for some crazy reason you get in the topic and you absolutely hate it, we can talk about changing it. But I really want to make sure we don't have everybody doing, the same thing. The purpose of this is for you guys to get exposed to different subject matter through that student-led seminar. All right, so just pick up your topic this week. Topic paper, not to be confused with topic selection for your student-led seminar, but topic paper. And you'll notice that we will have a rhythm to the course, and these topic papers will be pretty consistent all the way through. So let me give you my secrets on how to get a perfect score in this particular topic paper. Okay, so just read the instructions. Make sure you fulfill that. Sometimes there'll be some more specifics in there, sometimes not. So let's say, look at this week, a 6-page paper. Okay, don't panic. Minimum of 4 recognized research references, may include the textbook. Boom, there's one. The paper will include a title page, that's 1 page, main body, 4 pages, and then a reference page. So it's not, when I say 6, it's 6 total pages, but really there's 4 of them that are the meat and potatoes of this. So here's how I grade. I'll give you my secrets, if you will. So the first way I grade is I look at the general structure. Does the student have the 4 pages of stuff? Yep, they got a cover page, check. Okay, yep, they got a reference page, check. I'll look more into the reference page later, but I'll talk about it in a second. So I look at those 2, look at the front, I look at the back. Then I look at the body. Do they have the 4 pages? If I see 3 and 1 sentence on the 4th, yeah, some points are coming off. You want to make sure you have at least 3 full pages and I would say a good foothold on that 4th page. That I guess half a page, so it'd be like 3.5 plus pages. So make sure you got a good foothold on that 4th page. If you just hit it with a couple of sentences on that 4th page, you will get dinged for lack of content. All of these topics should be pretty low-hanging fruit to fill out 3.5 pages of stuff. So it shouldn't be too hard to find that. Okay. All right. So that's the first pass that I get, making sure you got at least 3.5 robust pages of stuff, and then the cover page and the reference page. The next pass that I do is the topic itself. Have they addressed the topic? Have they organized it in a way? Sometimes in here, later on, we'll have papers where I even give you the subheadings that you could use for an APA format and then just fill it out. And this one, it's pretty broad, identifying and managing risk. You can organize it however you want. I guess at first stab, I would probably be looking, if I was writing this, I'd have my introduction, and then I'd probably have 3 to 4 APA headings below that, and that should fill out my 3.5 pages. And then I just identify again the low-hanging fruit on identifying financial economic risk. How do you manage financial economic risk in a healthcare organization? Easily could chunk that up into some easily identifiable APA headings, and then fill out each one of those sections. Bring a conclusion, kind of tying it all together. Shouldn't be too hard at all. I mean, this would be multiple. This could easily fill a textbook. So you should be able to fill out 3.5 pages pretty easily. So I look for that. Did they talk about the topic in a manner, explore it, in a logical sequence? Okay, so that's kind of the second pass. Does the stuff in the middle, does it make sense? And do they cover the topic sufficiently? Then my third pass, if you will, my skim, as I'm running through this paper and kind of putting it through a rubric, I'm looking at APA. Did they use APA correctly? Did they use APA 7? Did they use the APA template? I mean, you don't have to use the template that we provide, but I don't know. I think it just makes it easier for me. I mean, not even for me. As for me as a student, it would make it easier to start off with a template first. I don't have to worry about pages, margins, anything like that. It's already set for me. Um, and if some of you haven't grabbed that, now that I'm thinking about that, if you haven't, you may not know what I'm talking about. Where is this template? I know we've introduced it in many courses, especially in your first course that you had. But I'll provide that template again in here. So look for that link. I'll stick it in the module. So if you haven't had it, please, you don't have to, but my recommendation is don't reinvent the wheel every time you write one of these APA papers. Use the template. So then now I'm looking for, again, that third pass that I'm doing. Now I'm doing an APA scan of the paper. Did they use the level heads correctly? Did they, grammar, maybe a little bit of grammar. I'm not going to crush people on that, but are, sentences constructed logically. Definitely looking for in-text citations. You have 4 references, and were those references cited throughout the body of the work? So I'm looking for that. And I'm also now concluding, I go to that reference page and make sure you do have the four references, and then feeding back into those, making sure all 4 of those were cited at some point throughout the paper. So those are my secrets on grading and what I look for. So if you kind of keep that in mind, then you can just, write the paper to the grading. That's the way you should do it. Just write the paper to the grading, and it should all work itself out, and you'll be able to get the full points for the assignment. Okay, so there's that with the topic paper. Let's see. I think that pretty much covers it. Go back to our modules. And as I'm looking at module 2 here, we're not going to have a single big paper at the end. So if you looked at the syllabus already, maybe you figured that out. When I talked to students and how we wanted to kind of approach this subject initially, they really liked the idea of kind of doing smaller papers throughout. So, and I think that's more manageable. And even from a grading standpoint, it's more manageable if you guys are doing these, relatively smaller papers throughout the course. Now, these topic papers, again, you're looking at 4 pages, 3.5 robust pages, let's just say that. And just in case, I'm sure someone will ask me, like, what if I have 5 pages? That's great. I'm not, you're not going to get points off if you exceed the page count, but I would really, in my recommendation, just wind it up. If you're already on that 5th page, try to wind up your paper as quickly as you can. There's no reason to go over. But if you absolutely need to squeeze over onto that 5th page to conclude your thoughts, no problem at all. But I don't give extra credit for these, for this particular piece. If you have 7 pages of the body, you're not going to get a bunch of extra points. So don't kill yourself, in going over. But losing my train of thought on that one. But yeah, so we do have these, I guess, smaller papers throughout. There will not be one major paper at the end. So students seem to like that. And that's pretty much it for this week. Sorry, going back up here, we do have the progress journal, so make sure you tag into that. As I mentioned earlier, a good way for us to just stay in touch, and that's an easy 25 points. So you'll be fine there. The key to getting an A for this course is to do every assignment. Sometimes I know how it is. Sometimes you don't have the time to complete it maybe the way that you want. But sometimes just getting it done is the victory. So maybe you lose a few points that week, but you definitely don't want to have a missing assignment anywhere throughout the course. That is where students will lose that letter grade and drift down to a B. And as all of you probably know, B's get degrees in the graduate world, but C's don't. So you got to get a B or better to progress, throughout your plan of study. And a B is considered passing. A C actually is you have to repeat. So, but the good news is, for the times that I've taught this course, nobody has gotten a C. Everybody's been able to, trudge through it and get through it, and to get really good grades in this course, as long as you just do the material, put a good faith effort into it, and I know all of you will do well. All right, that pretty much concludes our weekly update for Module 2. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Everybody have a fantastic week and talk to you next week.